guys, it's me, Fuzzy Polka Dot, and today's video is going to be all about hamster cages. The minimum cage size is 360 square inches of floor space, and this applies to all hamster species. The first reason for a large cage would be that your hamster will need an enriching life, and that includes being able to fit in everything your hamster will need in their cage, such as their hideouts or wheels, and it'll be extremely hard to fit any of that stuff in a tiny cage. Now, the second and most important reason would be boredom. Now, boredom will result in bar chewing or hamsters trying to plan their escapes. Just be sure you have a big enough cage with enough toys and shoes to make sure that they do not get bored. And just to add, hamsters in the wild do not have a confined space, and it just wouldn't be fair to your pet hamster if they had a tiny space either, even if they are small. Now I will be talking about the suitable and non-suitable hamster cages. Suitable cages. Firstly, there are bin cages. They are large, inexpensive, easy to make, fairly easy to clean, and are my favorites for first-time hamster owners. Next are the 20-gallon or bigger tanks. They're easy to clean, they look really nice, and are large but can be expensive. Next are DIY or do-it-yourself cages. They're very large, easy to clean, and cost-effective. Next, there are detofs. They are IKEA cabinets that must be tipped over to create a long and large cage. Next, there are IKEA hacks. They are large and can be made by using IKEA furniture. Now for the unsuitable cages. The first cage is the Hamster Ovo Loft. This isn't necessarily an unsuitable cage, but you'll need to have 2 or more to be equal to the big enough size for your hamster. They are large, easy to clean, but can be expensive. And next is the other Hamster Ovo models. It's the same thing. They aren't necessarily unsuitable, but being they're mostly measured in circumference and not area, I would recommend hooking them up to something that you know is already at least 360 square inches, such as a bin cage. They're easy to clean, but can be expensive. The next cage is a critter trail cage. They are far too small to meet the minimum, they are expensive, cheaply made, and you must have 4 or more connected to meet the minimum. And lastly, just about any other pet store cages. There are so many, but all of them are just far too small, expensive, and are cheaply made. Now I'd like to show you a quick comparison of a 105 quart bin cage and a critter trail. Here are the 2 measurements together. The smaller box represents the critter trail, which is 14.5 inches by 5.5 inches, and then the bigger one represents the bin cage, which is 26.5 by 15.5 inches. And here they are, just separated from each other. Here I have shown just a few items that I've put in the critter trail side, and as you can see, I've only put a few things there, and it does take up just about all of the space, and there is absolutely no room for your hamster to roam. And then as you can see here, I've added everything that I put in the critter trail and have stuck it in the bin cage side. And as you can see, there's a lot more space, and you can put many more things. And then I've added the rest of my cage supplies in the bin cage just to show you how much it does fit and how much the hamster still has to roam. I also thought I'd show you what it looks like if your hamster was actually inside of the cage. Here I've put Muffin, my Syrian hamster, in the critter trail side, and you can just tell that it is just so small and there's barely any room for your hamster to walk around even without anything in there. And here I have put Muffin in the bin cage side, and obviously there is a huge difference in space. Unfortunately, I do not have a dwarf hamster to show you, but either way, hamsters should still have a minimum of 360 square inches, and the bin cage size Muffin is in currently is the minimum.